You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
We are TFR. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hit the button,
Now,
God.
I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Happy Friday, my friend. I'm starting off fresh, and I feel good. I look good. I smells good. I am good.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Thank God it's Friday.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Let's get at her. TGIF, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. And boy, is it Friday. That's about the best I got. It is definitely Friday. Beyond that, I'm at a loss. How are you, gentlemen?
Howdy ho. I am here. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Whatever's going on for you. It's happening here too. All of the above.
All of the above.
But yeah, here. Good morning. Quiet morning.
Does seem to be a quiet morning.
But yeah, I'm typing away to the good folk there in chat. Good morning, good folk. Having an interesting good morning with my cat. It's a whole thing. Y'all start hearing about my cats. I'll shut up.
I'll
say this. It's the first time since Cleo's been back. And if you listen to the show regularly, you should know how long that's been. She left, went to Haley's, came back here, lunatic. So, I mean, it's true. The cat's very manic, very attacks your hand as play. You know, that was their thing. Her and her boyfriend at the time, they played with the cat that way. So that's how the cat wanted to play with us. And, you know, cats have claws and teeth. Cats aren't puppies or even dogs who have the ability most of the time to keep the playtime under control. Whereas cats get excited, instinct kicks in, and they will do things they don't mean to do to you. It's just a fact. So you don't play with cats with your hand unless you're, you know, very whatever, careful or whatever. And so, yeah, it turned into this whole thing where you couldn't even pet her like a normal cat anymore. You can get a good little rub on the head, a little stroke down the halfway of the back, and then she turns around and belly up and bunny legs and the whole 9 yards. So I began to go watch and, my boy Jackson Galaxy, checking him out, and just worked with her slowly but surely, increasing the amount of time that she would allow the petting without the madness kicking in. And her thing used to be, you again may know if you've been here for a while, is she would climb up the back of this chair I'm in and over to the left side onto the arm and just kind of lay across my forearm and roll her head over into my hand and just kind of lay there and pet her and let me pet her and be a cat. She was the lap cat that we had before she left and went to Haley's. So yesterday, maybe the day before, she did it for about, I would say maybe 15 seconds. She got up behind me. I felt it happen. I was like, uh-oh, don't move, don't move. It was the deer in the headlight, don't move. She eased down the armchair, and onto my arm. I'm like, oh, I can't believe she's going to do it. And she did, rolled over. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And got a good, like I said, 15. And then the next day, yesterday, more like 30 seconds. And then this morning, she stayed here from about, I don't know, a good 10 minutes. So she's back. She's my kitten again. Now, Haley will be leaving with her here any month, I'm sure. Break my heart again. But it's cool that she's acting semi-normal again. She's actually laying over here loafed up next to me. So, I mean, they all have their own personality. We know that. And so she's always been the more attentive, I guess, or on guard, not on guard, aware. More there. Is that a word for a cat? She's more there. She's always watching every little dust mote that goes by or whatever is going by. I call them dust mote, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, she's always very on. So for her to be that relaxed and chill next to me, it's very awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. But anyway, enough cats. The kittens will wake up and be in here soon enough. We'll have kitty cam and the whole 9 yards. But yeah, it's been a good week so far this here last few days. Something, I don't know. It seemed like there was something I had that I was going to tell you guys about today for the show, but I don't. It's gone for now. It'll come back, I'm sure, at some point. Still waking up and getting the coffee in me.
Big shout out to Walking Axel there in chat, Laura. You had
What's up, Laura?
Grandbaby born yesterday.
Congratulations to all. Big hugs.
Absolutely.
Future warrior. I said it would happen, and there is Ripley. Hey, sweetie. And the kittens have been named. Shame on us, I know, but that means I'll never leave now. But it's, enough going, hey, you, hey, cutie, hey, turkey head, whatever. It's, it was time for names. So the dark
Ripley
calico is Ripley, yep.
Does she mostly come out at night?
Mostly. Actually, she's pretty nocturnal, actually. So, yeah. I almost went with Jonesy. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? I almost went with Jonesy, but she's not orange. That would have to be orange. Hey. Oh, that's Bender down here. And that's one up. The male is Bender. That's Michelle's name. A la Breakfast Club, not Futurama. She's a big Breakfast Club fan. And she likes Futurama as well. But yeah, it's that Bender. Even though I always tell him he can bite my shiny hairy butt. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. He's really active. He doesn't want to be still enough to get on the camera. I'll try. Hold on.
It's funny you mentioned the Breakfast Club because you had mentioned it, I guess, probably even Tuesday. Oh, listen to the little kitty. And so there I was in Walgreens picking up a prescription for my heart pills. And I'm leaving the back of the store, which is where the pharmacy is. And I'm walking out the door, right? I have to cross the whole store to go out the front door. And I get about 4 steps away from the pharmacy counter. And Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me comes on.
Epic.
And all I can do is smile as I'm leaving Walgreens. And about 4 steps from the door, I just raise my fist.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if anybody saw it. I don't know if anybody caught it or if anybody even understood what it was.
Would have appreciated it, right?
But it was this weird compulsion where I just like couldn't. It was an itch that just needed to be scratched. And the more I didn't, the more I needed to scratch it. It was just, I had to do it. But there we go.
Sorry if you can make a noise. I'm just trying to make sure no one's under my chair before I adjust and move it around because now they're very mobile and, you know. Well, I do appreciate the shout out for sure. I'll let Bender know if he comes back.
Bender.
Zombie Snoop in chat saying he does the exact same thing every time he hears that song. I'll need to practice, but I want to work in the freeze frame. Just get about halfway up there and just stop.
Here in our area, there's a local band. I'll probably tell you guys. I even put a video up there on the channel, or maybe it's on my channel. They're called the Molly Ringwalds. And they definitely do the 80s up hugely. And when they do that song, which they do really well, they usually play scenarios in the background on their video monitor presentation thing, which is very advanced. They're pretty well known, got a lot of money behind them around the area. And they'll play like that scene. There's a part where they'll get quiet for a second and they'll play the scene with the joke in the background and him telling it right before he falls through, and then they bust out with the music real loud as he falls through the ceiling. It's really well timed and done well. They're pretty awesome. In fact, I'll say that there's probably a video of them doing that exact thing on their YouTube channel. I would guess the Molly Ringwalds. If I find it, I'll drop it for you guys.
Which Molly Ringwald? No, I'm sorry.
It's a band, a local band here.
Okay.
They
garden in yesterday.
Do what?
Got the garden in.
Nice.
Got a couple more seeds to plant, but yeah, we got some tomatoes and peppers and pickles, cucumbers, peas. We went herb crazy. She found orange mint. It's like mint. There's like 1,000 different mints now. They've been, cross-pollinated with all kinds of stuff. But one of them was an orange or a citrus mint, maybe.
I was gonna say too close to some citronella, maybe.
Yeah, it's supposed to be even better, I bet, at getting insects away. And then she got some, I don't know what it's called. It's too early. Bravada, lemon bravada, maybe, or something like that. Some herb I've never heard of, and she's never heard of. Like, she's sitting there going through cookbooks trying to find this herb.
That's crazy. But Cammy can't find it. I feel like she would be on top of her herb game for damn sure.
But then I found one I'd never seen before. It was apple mint. And it's
wow,
like a Granny Smith apple almost. That's
crazy.
The first hint I got off of it. I was like, wow, we're putting that in the side bed.
Well, damn, that might be exactly what I do out there in that little curved garden.
Verbena.
Help with mosquito control.
Axel, how did you know that? Verbena. That's amazing.
That is pretty amazing.
That's it. That is it.
Oh, well, I've heard of that in like products, and I figured it would be a real plant since it usually has a picture of a plant on those products that Shell uses.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful plant, and it was just an herb that we hadn't seen there before, and yeah, we thought, that'll smell good. We'll put it in the bed with the beets.
Well, then is the other like some variant of like a lemongrassy thing, I wonder? You know what I'm saying? That has that citrusy scent, minty scent to it.
It looks kind of like a, well, not really. I was going to say lemon balm. or the you over there across the pond might know it as the Melissa plant. We have one of those already grown. It's a couple years old. It's huge. You can do some pretty cool medicinal stuff with that. Yeah, it felt good. We were out there all day yesterday. I got some sun. Got some yard work done. That just feels good, doing yard work.
We've got that great big catalpa tree in my backyard. It's got those gigantic leaves that are bigger than my head at the end of summer. Beginning of summer, as it's budding, they're not that big, and it had just started budding. And like Brian Metz in chat, spring has finally sort of settled in around here, and the leaves were coming out. It's a late bloomer anyway. Everything else is already starting to green up, but they were just little sprouts of leaves. Catalpas grow extremely fast, so you get like 4 inches of new growth on all the branches every spring, and then the leaves start to come out. And then just as the leaves were starting to emerge, we had 2 nights with frost. Killed 90% of those leaves. So now it's just a big bare tree in the sea of green. It's kind of crazy. Just curious as to see how it recovers, if it recovers at all this year, or if that was just sort of the prime time for it to get hit. And now it's severely retarded in its growth.
Yeah, we have a maple tree out back that needs to come down now.
Maple?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like there were a couple branches 2 years ago that didn't produce any leaves, and I was like, ooh, not good.
That ain't good. Yeah.
And I got rid of those, and now there's like 3 branches that are producing leaves. And there's like 8 that aren't.
Damn.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry, bud, but you're coming down.
Just remember, roses are red and violets are purple. Sugar is sweet, and so is maple syrup.
If you come across a good walking stick, I still remember the one you were working on when you came to my house. Did you ever finish that bad boy up? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, that is actually, I gave it to Just Jack's son, Elliot.
I remember that now that you said that. As soon as you said it, it was like, I remember that now. You passed it on. Absolutely.
I didn't mean to, but I did. I left it there at Jack's when I was heading up to Detroit. And I got about halfway there, and I was like, well, I'm not turning around and going back. So I guess it was meant to be Elia's. And he still has it. I don't think he uses it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I was about to say shout out to Jeremy. Hope your dad's doing better. Oh, Liz beat me to it. There you go, Liz. But I am glad to hear he was doing better as of Tuesday anyway. So glad to hear that.
Looks like we're going to have a warm spell coming here next week. We're going to be back up in the mid-80s.
Wow. I haven't even checked here, actually, because it's been so up and down. I just assumed we were riding that little roller coaster till, end of May probably, but it could be done here, actually. Yeah, 80s all week. There you go. Of course, it's going to be lovely, rainy 80s, so yay.
Just to let you
Welcome
guys
to Louisiana.
Going to pick up Cammie's brother Vince tonight. He'll be here for a week.
Nice.
Is it the sign man?
Yes.
Vince
nice.
The sign guy.
Right after the show, well, I got to pick him up at 11 tonight. Cammie's like, I know you don't like driving at night, but I was like, hey, for Vince, I'll
Uber.
I'll walk there. And
I still remember his brief, although, also only remember appearance there for a few minutes with us. If he has time while he's at home there, let him know. He's welcome to come hang out always.
Yeah, anytime next week.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if he's an early bird. Well, he's going to be on Colorado time at first, so maybe he'll stay.
There you go. We'll get him while he's all out of whack.
But yeah, the first time I met the guy, I went over to his house. I forget what we were there for. Some kind of something. maybe just visiting. But like me and him went walking off, and we hung out all night. That was the last time I drank. We were drinking shots of Jaeger. Like
I'm sorry.
good pulls, and I didn't even have a buzz. It was like meeting an old soul friend. It was weird, man. It was really weird. We just like hit it off right away, and yeah, it was like I would just, met up with an old buddy that I hadn't seen in a decade. And yeah, I don't know, the energy was so weird because usually alcohol fucks me up now. Because I used to drink a lot and I had a very high tolerance. And then I quit, like completely. Now when I drink, I just get sick. Like I drink 2 beers, the next day I'm like dead all day long. I'm worthless.
Same here, generally speaking. If I, am with a buddies and he's making whatever tasty thing that I want that I haven't had in a long time, it's usually some, girly drink of some nature, a cosmopolitan or a chocolate martini. And I'm like, dude, don't do that to me. And sure enough, I'll drink one and feel like crap the next day.
Yeah. And I drink a lot.
And I used to tear down. Relatively, I never was a heavy drinker. When I was younger, I did the usual teenage thing up until I guess about, early 20s, maybe, because I quickly realized that, grabbing a few 6-packs and winding up puking in a bush or on my shoes versus grabbing a couple sacks and having a blast all weekend and not throwing up in a bush, puking on my shoes. I weighed that out over and over and kept going back to the sack every time. So, yeah, I just kind of went away from it in my 20s and never really messed with it except very socially. Like every now and again, a daiquiri, because of the area I live in. They kind of grow on trees here. You literally can drive up and they will hand you a alcoholic drink out the window in a cup that has a piece of tape on it, so it's a sealed container. If you happen to accidentally drop that straw into it and start sipping on it, well, that's on you, isn't it, buddy? But yeah, it's.
How do you pass a yard through a fucking window anyway? Oh, it's probably because you're driving. They only do half a yard. That makes. Yeah. Got to be responsible.
Got to be.
I see a lot of people in chat that are like right along the same thing. They, used to drink a little bit or a little more than a little bit, but now they don't at all. They're like, I don't touch it anymore.
I would go like I said, if there was something interesting, and every now and again, Shell and I would be out and eating, and like, yeah, sure, let me have a peach Bellini, something bizarre, weirdly and tasty, like a lot of girly drinking in my older ages. And then we got into the whole casino food, never went there to gamble, always would go there to eat like the Mexican food or the steakhouse or whatever. And one of those nights, enjoying one of those weird drinks and hearing somebody murder Don't Stop Believing over in the karaoke bar, I was like, oh man, I got to go fix that, please. So
did you sign up right after him and sing it again the right way?
I sang it later in the night. Yeah, I couldn't get in there and get right after him because of the way the list worked, but I did it later. And I do sing Journey pretty well, and it was well received enough for me to get that high off of the audience I hadn't had since my band days. So it became a habit that we went like every freaking Friday night for the karaoke, because they had a little contest and you would get free drinks, and basically free drinks while you were there, and then drinks for the bar, the Mexican restaurant or the other restaurant, and the tickets for whatever little band, usually the Mollies. The Mollies were doing quite often runs at the casino every other weekend, kind of, because they're so local. So it became a fun little drinking period for me during that time, too, around, this would have been 2006-ish, 5-ish, something like that. So yeah, but now, yeah, don't even enjoy it.
Nope, I'm good for
I'm
maybe
hearing
one.
some weird noises. They tussling. That's what it was. Sorry, I'm hearing cats yowling.
That's all right. We're going to be
How's
hearing
it do you?
some strange break music coming up here in just a few seconds.
Yeah, I'd like
Strange.
to shout out to Scotty Dog. Have we seen him in chat before?
Oh,
What's up, Scotty? That's Scotty OG, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, it is Scotty Dog. You're right. What's up?
Does he still like a little nip from the bottle every once in a while? Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I just can't do it anymore, man. I couldn't control myself when I was doing it, and then yeah, once I got that under control, I tried to go back and just take a little sip here and there, and man, I would just feel like crap. Like my body was like, nope, you're either going all the way or you're not doing it at all.
Second half of the first half coming up right after these briefest of messages. Right here on the Ironworx TFR Live.com. I'm not hearing anything. All right, then. I wonder if there's anything going out over there on the station.
Well, there's nothing on where I'm at, which is where you're at, but that doesn't mean anything else. I don't know, so I guess we should shut up.
Ah, there we go.
Wow.
I think maybe the clock is just a little off, or my clock is a little off.
Clock's a bit off.
Yeah, that is the clock. Yeah. Checking the time now, I see that the clock is not matching the clock. Shit. Anyway, now you can stick around because we've got more of the Ironworx coming up right after this. Second half of the first half.
If you're waking up thinking that there's got to be more to your life than it is, man, believe that it is. But to get to that life, you're going to have to jump. See, God gave every last one of us a gift. You've got to identify that gift. When you're standing on the cliff of life and you see people soaring by, you hear about them doing wonderful things. Have you ever thought, maybe this person right here has identified their gift and is living in their gift? The only way for you to soar is you got to jump. You got to take that gift that's packed away on your back. You got to jump off that cliff and pull that cord. That gift opens up and provides the soar. But if you don't jump, your parachute will never open. You'll never know. You'll never know what God really has.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured TruthFrequencyRadio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality. Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/sign-up. Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
Once in a decade, a true story comes along that remembers the future. After 6 Amazon bestsellers, I have completed the epic Birth Trilogy, a true story of Earth. By reading the Birth Trilogy, you will journey with the characters from the origin of Earth to its final destiny in a white-knuckle ride that combines the intrigue of Tom Clancy with the epic scope of Prometheus and Interstellar. You will learn more about the purpose of life life, the mystery of death, and the true nature of your soul than you thought possible. The Birth Trilogy is now available on Amazon and Kindle. The audio version is a free bonus when you buy the paperback, so even if you're not a great reader, don't worry about it. I read it for you. Use the Amazon app today and buy the Birth Trilogy, spelled B-E-A-R-T-H, or search for my name. I'm Brooks Agnew.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
No hate, no hype, no fear. Real people, real radio.
The noise wasn't quite as bad, and we went right on up, and I saw darkness. I thought I was going to see the world, but we weren't quite high enough.
Allegedly.
You're a liar!
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworks right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. We're also live on our Iron Rail Media YouTube channel, Iron Rail Media Twitter handle, Facebook page, D-Live, Rockfin. We're around. For sure.
You can't find us, you don't know how to internet. Oh, congratulations. I gotta say it now. I don't see him in chat yet. He might be here a little bit later, but to David Weiss and the FlatEarth Sun Moon and Zodiac Clock app passed 100,000 blue dots last night.
That is badass.
That's amazingly badass.
Congratulations, man. Well done.
And put that in perspective again of the percentage of how many are actually using the blue dot versus how many have it downloaded.
Oh yeah, he hasn't said, but it's vastly different. The amount of apps compared to the amount that turned on the blue dot. Yeah, there's a lot of closet flat earthers out there. Hey, it's all right, you know. I mean, there are a lot of people who haven't, you know, taken that plunge to be like, yeah, I'm a flat earther. And I get it. You know, it's one of those stigmas, and it's like taboo to a lot of people. I've seen families broken up over this. Divorce place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Being able to see their children anymore. I get it. I don't, you know, no knocking anybody for holding this close to their heart and not sharing it with everybody. Because, yeah, it is. It's very polarizing. And people get hurt. That's one of the reasons why when my buddy, when I went to visit him in Dallas, he and his wife were sitting there and he asked me, dude, what's going on with all this flat earth stuff? And I look over at his 4-year-old son, you know, and I mean, I could have opened it up right there and flat smacked both of them. This was, you know, 2018, so I had a lot of it down. But I looked at his son and I was like, man, if you really want to know, you guys should look at it together. And I'm not going to be the reason that, you know, they end up getting divorced and that child doesn't have a mother or father in his life. And no, I don't want that on my conscience. I mean, life is so important beyond flat earth. I know it's very important to a lot of people, to me. But there is life beyond flat earth that can still be had without that being you know, priority number one in people's lives. And I don't want to put a priority in front of someone else's family. And you don't mess that up. That unit that they have going, I don't want to be the cause of that falling apart. So I don't know if I made the right decision or the right choice, but that's what that little voice said. He's like, no.
Your voice knew. Yeah, that's the correct decision, sir.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it is. We've seen it.
We've seen it in the Iron Realm. Our buddy Rob, Officer Rob. Yep. Yep.
Shout out, Rob.
Yeah, miss you, brother. Actually, we were talking back and forth there on Twitter not too long ago. He sent some love to Bob's family and everything there, and just checking in. And I definitely told him that always it's open for him, and with his schedule and days, he'd have to work it out. But I told him definitely, please make it happen. So hopefully that'll happen soon.
Yeah, I see some people in chat talking about, I didn't talk to somebody for years over Flat Earth. David Banner.
I'm still that way.
Yeah.
With a buddy. A long time buddy. Who flipped out on me early on. We've talked about it before, I've talked about it before here. And he's the one that was living up there in the Arctic. So living in in Alaska, living in Alaska, working the Arctic Circle. And I began to ask him to check out the sun and watch it and take videos of it when he could, but just keep an eye on it and kind of pay attention to it and let me know what he thought it was doing. And not long after that, he flipped out on me, which I figured meant he saw something he couldn't explain at all and didn't want to deal with it. So blame it on me, and so, and we still haven't spoken since that time, which was early 2015, probably still.
Took his ball and went home. He didn't want to play with you no more.
Yeah, and the other part is he's actually back here in this part of the world now. He no longer lives in Alaska. At the last I heard, that had happened. And I let the person who let me know that, hey, he knows I'm here and ain't never been anything but his buddy. So when he wants to hang out over here, let me know. Or y'all come to the house or whatever. So we'll see if that happens. Hopefully it will.
Yeah, Nora, Liz, Big Pine. I mean, we've all see it. Yeah,
Piney. Yeah, I was just reading Piney there about him too. Sorry to hear that, friend. What's up, Nora? I didn't even see you. Hello, lovely Laura. Nora, I'm trying to type it and talk, and I can't do both. What am I thinking? But yeah, sorry to hear that, guy, for sure.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. I
know that, dude.
Yes, thank you very much. I think that there's a whole bunch of these beautiful ladies that are in chat all the time that need to come on to the stream one day.
We should have a ladies' day show, ladies' night. But I get it. I understand. A lot of Nora's been at this for years. Nora's like one of the OGs.
Absolutely.
And I think I've seen her live on screen. I've seen her at at a conference or an event and a meetup, but I mean like live, just sitting in a room, live on camera. That maybe once, twice, maybe just once. Yeah, it's
been a handful of times, not many at all.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. It really is nerve-wracking to come on. So I get it. I understand. But yeah, I would love to have a ladies' night. And it's nice here at the Realm, We don't get a whole lot of people calling me out. Yes, I am, Nora. No, but Nora's one of those people that, I wouldn't know what I know. And, you know,
Right.
some of my videos wouldn't be what they are without people like Nora. Nora's and I have chatted a lot about, you know.
I'm not laughing at you. I was laughing at Liz's comment there on the chat, saying she's talked with Josh, I, and Lucas on a Wednesday night, but never on the air. So, yeah, we've heard that voice, though, and know some of the secrets of you having been infamous with that voice. Not infamous, I'm being silly, but yeah, please come talk with us, sweet lady. That would be amazing. There's Laura, I see. There's Jess that we never got in like we said we would.
I know Jess would come on. I bet you we could get a few.
Uh-huh.
And Lucas. I saw Elsie.
I did too. I saw Lucas there.
Big shout out. If you haven't had your brain blown today and you'd like to, go check out LC King's channel. I mean, just pick a video. You can go back.
Or his Discord. I mean, his Telegram. Good Lord. I'm in there now and just was trying to play catch up. Bring a lunch.
I was not aware that Lucas had a Telegram. Can someone link that to me, or just put it in chat or something?
I bet you somebody could.
I bet they can.
Or just an Iron Realm Media Telegram?
I haven't done the whole Telegram thing yet. I've had Telegram for like 5 years now.
I forgot about that. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm talking out loud. I'm not muted.
Yeah, we used to use it just because it had like unlimited file size sharing, or the amount that you could use back in the day was way bigger than Skype or any of them. So we always just had Telegram to share big file videos or something like that. That's all I've ever used it for. But everybody's saying that it's the place to be now, and they've really like redone their system and built it up. There's Lucas in chat. He said he will find it for you, and I'm sure he will drop it somewhere for you.
Awesome. Yeah, I spoke with him one time on this stream, and it was a very wonderful conversation. So I appreciate that, Lucas. So I look forward to the next time we can speak. Oh, there's the link right there.
Yeah, he's on it. Electric FE chat.
Well, that is amazing, because I am an electrician of 21 years, so I really would love to hear what you're talking about.
So sorry.
Yeah, you would be a good addition to Lucas's conversations, Andrew. For sure.
Whoa. Okay, so everybody is apparently popping in pictures of their Iron Realm Media shirts they have there in the Telegram on the IRM chat, which is awesome. And I see one on I see one on Austin, and I'm really trying to figure out how he got that. Did someone give him that?
I think that
in person, perhaps.
I believe it is a different one. I think I remember making sure I had up the DPI on the file and making sure it was.
Oh, you made one up like that.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Because I knew that. Look, I knew that. This shirt, this one, there's what, 5, 8, maybe? I don't even know.
Maybe 5, maybe a few more. I don't know. We could probably reach out to Ed and see, but yeah, I think it was. Yeah, those are definitely unique in so much as that the logo isn't necessarily the crispest on those. I do want to reach out to Austin and see what the quality is actually like, given the fact that Kaylee's there actually making shirts. I'm kind of real curious to see side by side one of theirs versus one of Spring's that they made with our stuff, just to see how it holds up.
Well, once I guess because I had played with it a lot doing the shirts early on and all that, once I figured out that whole DPI thing, like the map one that I made, unfortunately, some of them, that's the all over map one. There's so much going on here. I'm sorry with the Telegram. I'm trying to make it stop making noise, but it won't. Anyway, there's so many variants on those maps that I only had access to certain, quality of them. That's but on the main shirt I made with a map, the old school one with the Mercator Mount Meru map. It's pretty crisp. I still have it. I've worn it less than other shirts, so it's still got, you know, some good years on it, I guess. It's still holding up pretty good. The other early one that Daz probably is in the picture of here, I'm trying to find it on Telegram right now. That's why it's still dinging at me. There's Daz's picture. Oh, no, that's not the one at all that I thought you were in there, Daz. I thought you might be in your early, was it like gray Wrench Island shirt? If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know.
So I saw Daz's picture that he dropped.
I see it. It's awesome.
And it was just, I wanted to try to run it through the AI and see if I could make it any clearer.
I know that artwork on the wall behind you, brother, is awesome.
And I've not looked at them side by side to see if I can tell.
Okay, so there's Chat GPT, but then there are people that are using like the AI art. What software or program does that?
Oh, there's so many.
Well, what's the best one?
That's a debate for most people that have, you know, there's higher end ones you have to pay a premium for that do a little bit more. What's the word? Okay, so it's really all down to the prompts. If you know the prompts to use and work with, you can make any of them look phenomenally amazing. But it's really down to prompts and how much time you want to sit and play, and if you have the amount of whatever it takes on that particular app. Some of them use credits, some use actual like I said, subscription-based things, etc. So the one
when you say prompts, you're talking about just coding, right?
No, it's the words you're saying in this. You're using like text prompts, saying like, looking down a valley with angels flying in a disc on a velvety sky and crystal. All those things you're telling the prompt is what the image is going to have in it. And the way you use those prompts, there's a like people sell their prompts for big money if they have them down to the finessing of it all. Wow. You can make some big money on selling prompts online right now.
Okay. But I did ask permission before the stream started if I could do a presentation about a little bit of fake space kind of stuff. It's going to be in Windows Paint. I don't have time to do it right now, but I do have a question for everyone. Okay. So I live in California, which is bordered by Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona. Arizona does not have a standard for daylight savings time. So if it's 1 o'clock in California after daylight savings time, and all of a sudden I cross the border, does it go up half an hour or down a half an hour all of a sudden? Does anyone know the answer to that?
It depends on whether you're on daylight savings time or not. If you're not on daylight savings time, then you and Arizona are the same time. But when you switch to daylight savings, they don't.
Well, my phone automatically does it for me along with my computer.
Yeah, because you switch the time zone. So phones off as you go.
Yeah, and you can undo all that. You can set it to not automatically do any of that.
Okay, I'm really aggravated with daylight savings time. I fucking hate it so much, and it makes no sense at all.
What they say it's for doesn't make any sense at all. Sorry, I'm playing with cats under my feet.
Watson Axel is saying they're not on daylight savings time all year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they stay on daylight. Okay, whatever it is,
it never changes. Yeah, that's where our buddy Damascus, Eternal Eye, and his family live. They never change.
Well, it's kind of a flat Earth question. If you think about flat Earth, even or globe Earth, why the fuck do we even do it? It makes no sense.
Well, growing up, watching news in the 60s, or not 60s, early 70s, I would guess. I mean, black and white, no, there would be a talking head guy in a suit and sometimes even smoking a cigarette. And behind him on the wall would be 8 clocks, all different, some of which were in like their 20 after position, 40 after position, 45 after. And I'm like, okay, I understand, like in, the East Coast, when they say, news at 11, that's news at 10 o'clock for me because of the time zone. That's an hour difference. But what's all this 20 minutes off and 30 minutes off and all that? Where are those places? Huh? Never got that. And still looking back, I've looked it up and there was an explanation for all that, but I don't remember now what the explanation was. I can go look it up now. What are y'all doing? I hear things falling.
This
Sorry.
goes into a deeper conversation, I think, that I want to ask about if we have time later. So, summertime, we have more daylight. In the winter, less daylight. But if the Earth is rotating around a globe, there should be 12 hours and 12 hours.
It's the angle.
Constantly.
It's the angle of the dangle, don't you know? Because the sunlight, because of the tilt of the Earth and its relation to the sun as it orbits the sun, is what causes the seasons.
Well, that's going to kind of lead into my little presentation. It's going to be a graphical presentation. I do apologize. I know this is on Truth Frequency Radio, so some people that are just listening are going to have to go back onto YouTube or Rockfin later on and watch it. But this makes a lot of sense because before I present it, anyone that knows anything more about AutoCAD than myself, I would like to hire for money to actually do this more professionally than me, and you'll see exactly why. Because I can't do it to scale. But the reason I want someone that has AutoCAD, like a license for it or something, or even an illegal license, to do it to scale and represent what I am showing. Because it's, I think, a pretty definitive reason as to why the heliocentric model is completely nonsense.
And I think you'll really appreciate Zack's nickname of the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man after your presentation.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
You'll once you give the presentation, I will see if I can't dig up the link to the show. Whereupon John Savage presented a thought experiment, and we were having a little bit of issue trying to visualize, and Zack just made it simple enough for a child to understand.
I'm going to go step by step with this.
And no idiots with cameras strapped to their forehead required.
Spent 2 hours trying to explain this to our buddy Rob. He's just like, nope. Still don't understand what you're talking about. Put together a slideshow, all kinds of stuff for him. And I just grabbed the marshmallow and stood outside by a spotlight. I was like, see, look. Oh, okay, I get it.
You could search impossible moon phases on our channel, and you can find the video to which we are referring. And we've only got about 2.5 minutes before we hit the break, so I don't want you to get started on the presentation probably till after the start of the second half. But I think your presentation and that video will sort of go hand in hand. I think you'd really appreciate some of the information.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be a video. It's going to me actually be doing it live.
Right. We have the video of impossible moon phases on our channel, and then you're going to be doing the presentation as well here coming up in just a few minutes on the other side of the break.
But yeah, Nuba just said he can probably do some of the graphical stuff for it, but we've been talking already this morning, Nuba, about in Telegram, so we can chat about that more. But I need someone with like AutoCAD that can do it graphically with an actual scale. But yeah, graphically would work as an After Effect. And I'm willing to hire people for this.
I have found the impossible moon phases. I will drop the link in the chat on the YouTubes.
Oh, good work. Well done.
There it is. Yeah, that was a fun night. I was in Florida then.
You know, I gave a time for when we hit the break, but the truth is, now that I'm thinking about it, I have zero clue how long it is.
We don't know.
We don't need no. I don't know. Yeah, we have rain coming tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow and Sunday, which would be perfect. Got the plants in. Weird this year, like I've been watering with the creek water from out back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, we're looking at the creek and the water looked green, like it's never looked before. It's almost 3 years now. You know, it gets real clear. Then when it rains and it runs a lot and gets real strong, it stirs up a bunch of stuff and it's brown water. You know, it's clay, like a brownish, reddish color.
Zack, that's really weird that you bring that up because in California, we normally have pretty warm weather right now, but today it was like 55 degrees. It's been like that like all week.
Yeah, that is weird. But yeah, I'm kind of scared to take that water out of the creek right now until I get it tested. I don't know what all is up that creek, to be honest, like in industries and stuff like that. I know it's a mountain creek and it goes way up into the hills, the mountains there. And I don't know what industries in between us and them and this, but the water just looked like it changed color, like dramatically. So I'm kind of hesitant to put that on the plants. I used city water last night and it felt gross. But
have you tried taking a lighter to it or a torch?
The city water, no, the city water's it's not so bad. I tested it when we first got here.
No, do you know why I'm asking that though?
Oh yeah, that happens a lot, especially around fracking. People when they
right.
Yeah, they don't do any of that around here. I remember seeing that in Oklahoma. It wasn't like this house and that house. It was like lots of houses right out of their faucet. It didn't even have to have water.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. We'll be back. From the mainstream to YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
Wow, that's a lot of people. Thank you. It's because we got. There's something about MAGA country, play it over again. We got, make America great again. And by the way, there's the word disinformation. Think of it. And by the way, this is the most corrupt election. Think of it. You know what? I am not the one trying to undermine American democracy. I am the one trying to save American democracy. If you say it enough and keep saying it, they'll start to believe you. But you know, they say it over and over and over. If you say it enough and keep saying it enough, they'll start to believe you. And by the way, we got. There's something about MAGA country, play it over again. We got, make America great again. It's okay to get along with heads of other countries, don't you think? Trump was so friendly with Russia. Think of it. You know, they say it over and over on the fake news media The media in this country is corrupt. Camera just went off, and keep saying it. They'll start to believe you. 2 cameras just went off. I think it's one of my greatest achievements. They don't like it when I do. Oh, gee, I'm so surprised. And by the way, we got. There's something about MAGA country, MAGA. Play it over again, MAGA. We got, MAGA. Make America great again. They go and talk.
Into the truth frequency. Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
There is no scientific model of the earth. There is no scientific model of the earth.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back to the first half of the second half of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFR Live.com. We are joined by our buddy Andrew B. And I believe Andrew was going to provide a bit of a presentation for those tuning in with the video aspect.
Yes, I am definitely going to do that. But would you guys like to hear a little bit of space lettuce real quick before that?
Sure. Let's look at space letters. Let's look at space letters. Let's look at space letters and have ourselves a laugh.
Awesome. So this is directly from space.com. The caption is, how did Earth's continents form? Leading theory may be in doubt. New research ultimately poses more questions than it answers. And I'm just reading this. I can present my screen if you want. I'll probably just do that instead. That might be more interesting.
Isn't it hilarious that, we thought we knew everything? Like back in the 80s when I was being taught all this stuff in school, I was taught that all this stuff was science, known. These are facts. And now here I am,
Yeah, Pangea, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm an old man, and we're finding out that all this shit was just made up nonsense.
So scientists have eliminated one possible origin for Earth's continents. Despite the importance of Earth's continents, the huge pieces of the planet's crust that divide its oceans, very little is known about what gave rise to these large landmasses that make our planet unique to the solar system and play a key role in allowing it to host life. For years, scientists have theorized that the crystallization of garnet in magma beneath volcanoes was responsible for removing iron from Earth's crust, allowing the crust to remain buoyant in the planet's seas. Now, new research is challenging that theory, forcing geologists and planetary scientists to rethink how this iron may have been removed from the material that would go on to form the continents that we see today on Earth. And it just goes on to basically a bunch of bullshit nonsense.
Yeah, they want us to think that this stuff took billions of years, billions and billions and billions, and it ties in evolution and all this other stuff, but there is nothing backing any of this.
Right, and people get paid for this.
Yeah, a lot of money. These aren't your, this is what drives me nuts. We have truck drivers, we have sanitation workers, police officers, firefighters, all these jobs that are essential, and they don't get paid near the amount of that these people that are writing this garbage and making shit up, poisoning our brains, they get paid well above the actual essential people.
Yeah, and that's a good point. But I have homeless people that sift through my fucking HOA dumpsters every single week. Like, get these people off the street, help them out so they stop going through my fucking dumpsters and they can start doing something productive. Nope. Let them sleep in a fucking tent on the river tracks. Anyways, sorry.
Hey, Andrew, if any of us had to go through what you're going through out there in California, we'd probably be around right next to you. But it's more of it's like a TV thing for us, for me at least. Like around here, you don't see a whole lot of homeless people. I'm sure they're there, but it's not like what you guys have going on out in California out there.
Oh yeah, I was on the East Coast. I lived in Virginia, in the bumfucks of Virginia, Mineral, Virginia, Spotsylvania, and those cities had no homeless people because homeless people can't survive there. You'll die.
We get cold in the wintertime, and yeah, it's different here. Out there, you can sleep on the beach all year round, pretty much.
Yeah. So are you guys seeing this?
Here in my local area, okay, so you would drive to the local Big W store, and at every corner of turning into the huge parking lot, which had, at least 3 to 5 accesses, some to a different little strip mall, some to a restaurant area, just different little access points. And all those little access points would be like city landscaping with trees and little areas with almost bushes and stuff. And at one point, and you've been here locally, Zach, you know how small an area I'm talking about. Not here in this small town, but like the town right uptown, like down the road, 30 minutes, New Iberia. There would be people literally sleeping and living in those areas. They would have little signs when you drive through the parking lot and try to get you to give them change. They would be out in the median at some points in some places. It got to a point, they put a sign up, like a city sign, big official, not just a posted on a board, but it's a metal cemented in sign about the local. Don't stop and give these people in the street money. Instead, go to, and there's a place you go and help out the local people with whatever phone number and whatever dot whatever, because you can read that going by on a sign real quick, grab your phone and click that. That's how it works. Anyway, what I'm saying is that was how it was up until about, I would say, a year ago, maybe maybe 2 years ago. And then suddenly all those people are gone. Like, they're gone. They're not in the median. They're not in the trees. They're not on the streets. They're gone. And I remember a video that came out back in the early days of me looking into shit, and there was people at a place, and I can't remember if it was a hospital allegedly, or maybe it was a shelter from a storm place or something, and homeless people were going on about how they didn't want to go there because everybody they knew that went there would be killed and disappeared, and they didn't want to go there, and they weren't going to go there no matter what kind of storm came through or whatever. Anyway, just talking out loud more than anything else. But they're gone. They're not here in this area anymore. So,
and this isn't something that is like unheard of. I mean, even on that show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they have a friend named, they call him Cricket, Rickety Cricket, and he's a homeless guy, and he had an injury on his hand. One of the guys shot his hand or something like that with a gun. They're like, we got to get you to a hospital. He's like, no, those places are death trap. They euthanize the homeless there. But so, yeah, I mean, it's out there enough to where they talk about it on television, that this is happening, like in sitcoms and stuff. I doubt you'll see it on the news, because that's the actual sitcom. But truth in the movie, lies in the news, And yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't doubt it at all that, here's an undesirable, let's hook them up to this or that, or give them a shot of this, and oops, they had a heart attack. Oh, Cammie and I watched Conspiracy.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
First time she's ever seen it.
What was it?
Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, Julia Roberts.
Oh, Gibson. Oh, yeah, that'll make somebody freak that never saw it before.
Operation High Jump. You in his apartment, you start reading the back wall.
The stuff on the walls. Wow, that's awesome.
My goodness, there's so many little Easter eggs everywhere. Stuff you could just research the stuff on his walls, and it would wake you up to what has been going on for a long time. It's crazy. First time I've watched the movie with really open eyes, but I forget what I was even talking about. But yeah, Cammie.
Just the homeless people disappearing and him talking about that in the movie.
Yeah.
Probably is where you were going.
As well.
Oh, yeah. The stuff they talk about in that movie, when you want to talk about truth in movies, yeah, go give it a rewatch. I used to have it on VHS. I don't have it on DVD, I don't think. Looking there in the chat, I saw, I think it was, it had to be Austin talking about how many homeless there were in Florida due to the weather being so warm all the time. And, it's kind of how it is here. I'm just a few degrees north above you there.
I'll say this about
where
homeless.
you were.
When I was in Salt Lake City visiting my girlfriend, who was going to school there for massage therapy, actually getting like a master's degree in it. She was there for quite a while, and she noticed that there was very few homeless people around. And when I went to visit her, she told me about that, and she found out that Salt Lake City has the least amount of homeless people, like per city in the entire country, because of all of the churches around there. They donate towards getting the homeless off the street and getting them into jobs and homes and cars and stuff like that, and into rehab. So a lot of people that are homeless go there because of the homeless rehab program that they have going on in the entire city.
Well, I think it's more of a political thing than a geographical thing. Is where I was heading with the Florida and Louisiana thing. Because when I took my mom and sister and her family out to Oregon back in 2000, what was that, 9? Yeah, 2000. No, it was earlier than that. So I had gone back out there in 2009 and 10. So probably about 2007, let's say. Took them out there and fell in love. It was a beautiful place. If you've never been there to the right below Portland area, it's you're 30 minutes from the bustling, awesome town that has all kind of weird little food trucks and festivals all Saturday long, and cool like vibe to all the people, really hippie vibe, and the amazing scenery, because I'm here in the flatland, the hills and the vineyards, and it was fall when I took them out there, so the trees were a bazillion colors, and the sunsets and the sunrises, and it was just a different world for me. And like 30 minutes one direction, there's the desert area, and 30 minutes another direction are like waterfalls, and the Mount Shasta. I mean, it was an amazing thing, especially the cool vibe of the community, the weird Portland community. That was in around 2007. Went back out there 2009, 10. The medical marijuana had become recreational marijuana, and where there used to be people like, okay, so you would go out in the park area and you would notice people lying on the ground. And the first few times I saw that, I was like, hey, are they okay? Because, here in my part of the world, if somebody's on the ground, there's a problem. If they're laying down, you need to check on them. But over there, no, it's just a thing. You lay down on the ground, get the vibe, check out the sky and all that. And that's what was going on in 2017. But later on, 27, later on, it became like, oh, yeah, there's somebody laying on the ground, and there's a bag next to them, and there's a roll under their head. No, they're living on the ground. And it became more of that as I went out every visit. There were more people, to the point there was a huge tent city that was a big issue that was becoming a big to-do, and they were some of the first people that put up the bumpy things under the overpasses so people couldn't sleep, and it became and that's a place where it doesn't just get cold, it gets cold. It gets cold, icy. So Paul, my brother, fell and hurt himself cold. Do what? Yeah.
I just said rain and cold at the same time, and just nasty.
So I think the politics that we've noticed over the years, I definitely noticed going back there many times, the madness of the governor there and how they allowed the crazy crap going on downtown. And it just became, I think, more of a political thing to have all those people there than it was a comfort to them. I don't know. I wouldn't, if I had if I was out and about and didn't have anywhere to go, I definitely wouldn't hang out where the hell it was cold. I'd get out, hit the road, and head down here to Louisiana. I don't know. It just seemed more political than anything else to me. But I'm probably not political, so I don't know.
Yeah, the homeless conversation can go on for a long, long time. And I have a lot of my own viewpoints on that because I see homeless people literally every single day. But if you go out to other parts of the country, you just don't see them because they can't survive. There's nowhere to, go through garbage cans. There's no one to panhandle off of, that kind of thing. So certain areas, they're going to definitely be in that type of environment.
Well, and like you were saying, Walter was talking about the laws that are set up. The whole idea that, going into a store and stealing up to a certain amount is okay now.
In California, yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. That's just going to make it so people don't have to go get a job. They can just walk into the store, steal $500 worth of stuff, go pawn it or sell it, and be okay for the day,
Yeah. When I was in high school, I worked at Big Five Sporting Goods for about a year and a half or so, right before I went into the Navy. And the first thing they told me, when I was signing my application to be accepted into the job, they said, as a salesman, you cannot, if you see someone stealing, you cannot physically stop them. All I can do is call mall security, and then the mall security can call the police. I couldn't even call the police.
Well, yeah, there's places like in Illinois now, squatters squatting in on your property, like they say they went and squatted in your shed. You can call the police, but the police cannot physically remove them. They can hand them a ticket. It is up to you and up to your discretion whether or not how much force you think you need to apply to remove this person from your property. That's
insane. I'll just say this: if I had a shed, and I don't have one, but if I found a squatter in my shed and they didn't want to leave, I could make them leave.
Well, yeah, I have my Uncle Smith and my Uncle Wesson, their crazy brother, Mr. Mossberg. You know, there's all kinds of way to make people leave, but if, you know, are you going to kill somebody if they don't leave?
Well, no, you don't have to kill them. You just shoot them with a dart, knock them out, and drive them out to like some other city and just drop them off somewhere.
the old dart, trank dart.
I don't know, something.
They got dark quick.
What happened to the squatter? Well, he found a nice farm to go live to.
Squatted somewhere else.
But yeah, it's insanity. It's clown world in a lot of these places where they're making laws to, you know, perpetuate violence and crime and homelessness. It's like they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is. I don't know if I'm going to have a lot of time right now before the break, but you guys are all seeing what I'm displaying right now, right?
We are.
Okay, so obviously this is not to scale. I'm not sure if you guys want me to start this right now or if we want to just...
Looking at the radio, he has a very large sun, the moon, or the earth, you know, a ways away, and then the 3 moons. All of them are to the right-hand side. One's above, one's equal, and one's below.
2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 4 o'clock positions around the Earth.
Roughly, right.
Roughly.
Like
And what I'll do is have Andrew send me this photograph or a picture or a screenshot of it, and I'll use it in today's show description so you can share in the imagery as well.
No problem. Okay, so we've got about, 7 minutes until break, so I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. Actually, I'll just explain it for the break. So, and then I'll get on with something else, and then I'll actually do the demonstration after the break. So, obviously, this is not to scale. The sun is not that distance away according to the size of the Earth, and the moon are in 3 separate phases at the moment. So what I'm going to be describing right now is how a full moon should never, ever, ever be possible to be seen from any point on any point of the Earth, no matter what. And I can actually put more moons in this. And this is why I want someone in the field of AutoCAD. And now I know how to use AutoCAD a little bit. It's been several years since I've used it, but someone that has access to that wants to get paid, I will pay you. And if anyone else like Nuba, for example, or anyone else that knows how to use digital stuff and wants to help make a video on this, I'm willing to pay you. So this is going to be the demonstration I'm going to be giving. And what essentially is this is just Microsoft Paint. The sun, actually you can just do this really easily, like this, for example. If you create a circle, hold down Shift, you can actually see exactly where the center point of that is. Okay. And anyways, so you can see exactly where that is. So I can take that and put it exactly halfway on the screen, which exactly is where the sun is at the moment. I did not do that with the Earth or the 3 separate moon positions. So what I'm going to be showing you after the break is going to be what I was just describing. I don't want to go on to this for too long because it's going to take at least 15 minutes to show. So if anyone has any objections to anything I'm saying, I would love to hear it because I could be wrong, but I am highly doubtful that I am.
Nope, there are definitely some impossible moon phases that we see in the sky.
Oh, there's many of them. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And some to go on top of that, I was on the Melodome not too long ago, and I was talking about how I'm going to probably start my own YouTube channel, and it's going to be very basic information, just like electrical videos and doing out loud readings of Rahu and Ketu from a book, the
Ah.
Rahu Ketu experience. So if people want to actually watch that, I might start doing that maybe tomorrow.
If you
I
want,
don't expect anyone to actually be listening, but I'll try and do it live. I'm going to read it word for word. And when there's a demonstration in the book, I'll try and do like a graphical part of it, but I'm going to try and avoid getting like copyright strikes from the author or something.
Yeah. Another good book, if you want to cover the sun and moon, the Bhagavata or the
Bhagavad Gita?
Yes.
I actually have a copy of that too.
That is the story of the sun and moon and their relationship. I started reading it I didn't even know what it was. I saw it in a secondhand store. I love buying books from secondhand stores. They're so cheap. A lot of time you can get them for like a quarter or under $1.
Yeah, my Hindu buddy gave me a copy of this. It's called The Rahu Ketu Experience by Pras Trivedi, some Hindu guy that smokes a whole bunch of fucking herb.
Like a
and he also gave me a copy of the Bhagavad Gita, which I've read a little bit.
Yeah, I started reading it, but I had no idea that it was actually supposedly detailing the sun and moon and how they interact with each other and their relationship to each other.
It predates the Bible by, well, I don't know when the Bible was written, neither does anyone about the Bhagavad Gita, but allegedly it predates the Christian religion by thousands of years.
Yeah,
Oh, it certainly does. I read it back in college.
4,000 years ago, supposedly, somewhere right around there, is when all that took place. And then Yeshua or Jesus was 2,000 years ago. That's one of those things that most people who, even Christians, don't get it. That, you know, Moses and Jesus never broke bread. Like, that would be like us breaking bread with Jesus right now. The time span in between the two.
Holy cow.
I know that song.
And I'll be right back.
We're going to get into the details of Andrew B's little thought experiment here with the moon and the earth and the sun and its relation. Stick around, we've got more of the fourth and final segment of the Ironworks coming up right after this.
There's magic in good communications. There's magic in the human touch of words. It was said the pen is mightier than the sword. That's true. Words are powerful. Words are almost godlike. I'm an amateur on some of these studies, but an ancient verse says, God was the Word, and the Word was God. Wow, powerful language to illustrate how powerful the Word is. Words can be life-changing. Words can give life. Words can formulate ideologies. We have to find ways to give words to that so that it can be understood. Words form the pictures of our minds. Words help to translate an interchange of thought and ideas between human beings. So one of the most important skills is the skill of good communication, learning words, phrases, sentences, whether it's written or spoken. Language is so powerful in affecting our lives and using those skills to affect other people's lives.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
We exist in the security and comfort of our worlds. Paved paths, lights, and manicured lawns give us peace of mind that our world has been tamed. and we are its master. But other worlds exist on the edge of our sight. On the edge of our awareness, the shadows move. The woods is filled with the unblinking eyes of the nightmares our ancestors warned us about. Some of us have stumbled into these forgotten realms, whether on purpose or completely by surprise. I'm Brent Thomas. Join us on the Paranormal Portal Friday and Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time as we journey into the world of the paranormal phenomena.
Enter the paranormal portal if you dare. No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR, your protection from deception.
And welcome back. We'll just call this the fourth and final segment of the Ironworks. Kick it off right now. We're going to get into some of the details of what Andrew B. was presenting to us just before the break. Andrew, you want to jump into this?
Yes, I will in just a moment. I got to take a little bit of a puff.
Word.
Andrew, if you could just say hi in chat. People are wanting to find the channel. I went looking, but there are like 100.
I did the same exact thing. I was trying to let you know there in the chat here to.
I do apologize. I was not looking at that. I will.
That's all good. No, just go drop your channel link for everybody. It's good. What was
I don't have a channel link yet.
That's a great name.
Oh.
Yeah, you do.
Thought I'd seen. Yeah, if you're on YouTube chat talking to people, you have a channel link. You just don't have anything on it yet.
Videos or anything. I had like 30-something subscribers before I made my first video.
Yeah, if you're talking in a chat on YouTube, you have a channel. You may not use it.
I'll tell you what. As soon as I am actually dedicated to doing it, I will drop it. But until then, I don't have a video or anything I even know how to do on YouTube.
People can subscribe
and still sub. Yeah, I sub to a lot of people that don't have stuff up that are in our chats.
Okay, well, that wasn't my main goal for tonight. Sorry. I was a little unprepared for that.
And I think about a third of our audience are not subscribers, according to YouTube.
Right, okay. So, let me just go ahead and get started here. I'm going to be using a straight line from basically the zenith, the top of, whoops, that's not a straight line. There we go. Straight line from the top down to where the Earth is, okay? And if...
Why?
Well,
so for those of you on the radio, this is a drawing of a line going from the top part of the sun to the top part of the Earth at about a 40-degree angle, I guess.
Well, it's not to scale, so the angle is not going to matter.
The angles
just trying to help those that are on the radio.
See, wherever the line intercepts is the point where the light would basically create.
Why? In what way, in part of their model, does light behave like that?
Because light moves in all directions.
So it wouldn't come down to a point focused in on the Earth.
So it would never focus in on a point to the Earth like that. It would just be a big wash of light out into all
No,
infinite
okay, that's what I'm
directions.
saying. Okay, hear me out. So what would happen is one part of the Earth would be illuminated, the other part would be dark. According to this. This is just a line of sight issue.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me go ahead and erase a little bit of, it doesn't matter. Okay, so looking at that, the light would go in certain ways and would continue on and might actually intercept with the moon over here in certain points. I'm not going to even discuss that at the moment because technically that would be a lunar eclipse. Now, continuing that on. Oops. Going to the top of the sun again, the maximum point of light would be able to intercept with the moon, like right here-ish. Okay. And then
explain to the people on the radio where right here ish is so that they'll understand.
The top of the moon, essentially. The moon would be roughly at 2 o'clock on a clock. So looking at the moon, the light from the top of the sun would only be able to intersect it from a certain point. However, there's also a bottom point of the moon, which would be right about here. So you could do that all the way, and you can only do this to a certain angle because eventually it'll just intercept with the Earth, right? So it'll come all the way down to, well, the furthest point of the sun. Okay, so that means if you zoom back in here, and then you find where these 2 points of intercept are, that would give you that. Now, meaning, well, why'd that go away? Sorry. Roughly that. So that would be a full moon, right? If you could see it face on. However, there's a problem. I'll just make that like a dark blue again. Okay. So that means a full moon should be visible. Here's the problem. If you are on Earth, let's just go ahead and say at this point right here. That means that you can only see.
What point is that again for the radio people?
Okay, this would be like early morning kind of an area. Early morning, late night.
Early morning, late night in the North Pole?
Sure. North, south, I don't care. Doesn't matter. So from this point, you can see to right about that intercept right there. And then you can see to about right there. Sorry, I don't mean to put those dots on there. I'm just clicking off the screen. That means your line of sight to the moon would be roughly there. So that is the part of the moon you could see, which means that's what you could see. So at no point anywhere, regardless of where you're standing on the Earth, regardless of where the moon position is, you could ever see a full moon. It is line of sight impossible. I've done this multiple times on different ways, but I want someone with AutoCAD experience to do this with the actual correct sizes and distances and, to scale. And then if someone has a graphical representation they can do with it, like Nuba or Iru or something, I'm willing to pay you. Did anything I say
Yeah, I know Karen B and Professor, oh my God, Decimal Z, Professor Zack, they have done this and shown even the eclipse coming from the wrong angle can work in the heliocentric model. But yeah, they've done it to scale. There's got to be a video on Decimal Z's channel. It might be on the FE Core if that channel's still up. But I know it's been done.
Yeah, I think once you start adding in the tilt and the size and the distance and the scale and the actual behavior of the fall off of the light, I think you'll see that it is possible.
Yeah, it's only 5 degrees off the ecliptic, the moon, but that's a huge amount when you get 238,000 miles away. It makes it so. I mean, they all they did was reverse engineer it.
I was about to get on muted to say, yeah, they took all the real shit and reverse engineered their bullshit orbital mechanical stuff that really doesn't work, but they can make it work.
Okay, but when there's a full moon for like an entire night or more.
Well, yeah, that's when the moon is in that second spot, totally opposite of the sun, but it's not behind the Earth because it's off a little bit on the ecliptic plane. Mm-hmm. There's the 3 different planes, so it only lines up a couple times a year with the moon. The other times, like the moon will be up or below the axis line through the Earth, and then at that distance, it can still be picked up by the sun because the sun is so much bigger. Blah 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 blah. All the nonsense they tell us.
Are you guys? Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
What's up, Jonathan?
Hey, what's up, man?
From
but
Thursday.
What about what I'm showing is wrong, though? This is just a line of sight issue.
But
you're having all these angles that don't really happen in their model again. And the sizes and the distances are not to scale.
So
and
far,
all
what
that
I'm
does
saying
matter.
is,
that's why they have those numbers in place.
Right. What I'm seeing wrong is like the way the sun is hitting the Earth. Right. The Earth has the tilt, they say, so you've got to tilt the Earth and tilt the way the sun hits that. I mean, obviously, it's not to scale, so that's going to throw off everything, including your line of sight. So if it's not to scale, you can't really. It's really hard to get a good idea of what it is you're looking at because, like this, sort of makes sense. I can sort of see like this what you're saying, but like the sun doesn't, or the moon doesn't orbit around the Earth in that 2 to 3 to 4 o'clock position with the Earth and the angle, and I mean, there's a lot of things that aren't necessarily representative of their model there going on.
Well, when you look at something, it's always 2-dimensional. You can never look at something 3-dimensional. So this is just a two-dimensional way to describe it.
I was going to say something similar to that, like when they show that picture of a shadow, right? They'll show like a cylinder, and then depending on where you hit the light from, you can have straight edges or round edges or different geometries on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sure, they can use it to fix their crap, but we can't. Don't you know that? Come on, Jonathan.
Well, no, I just seen a clip the other day, and I'd never seen it before. I don't know why it never surfaced earlier, but it was actually news broadcasts from several different channels, and they were talking about some phenomenon on the Earth. I don't know if it's when the sun crosses the Tropic of Capricorn, because I experienced this myself flying to Europe one day. The sun actually dipped, and right when it was going to go below the horizon, it came back up. So I saw the sun the entire, flight because of this one particular day. But they said that whatever this day was, that the entire landmass of the Earth was covered by light, that every single part of the Earth, 99%, would be covered by light at this exact moment.
Mm-hmm. We talked about that. I remember it.
I don't think it's 99% of the Earth. It's 99% of the population.
Human.
Land.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry, the population, you're right, because it didn't include Australia and New Zealand, they said. But yes, you're right. But it's still, it didn't make any sense. It's like, what? It's like, that's impossible. Even with the 23-degree tilt, if you want to, account for that, it just doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, if you guys want to look more into that, I know FlatEarth, Eddie Banjo, Brazil, Jamaica, Japan, whatever. If you put in FlatEarth Eddie Banjo, it'll pop right up.
I thought you had a stroke. I was worried.
I knew exactly who you were talking about when you said banjo.
Well, I was
Yeah,
okay
good
with
stuff.
the banjo. Is when I was about to grab a wallet and run that way.
Yeah, he's done some good videos on all that. When 99% of humans were in sunlight. Yeah, he was like, wait a minute, hold on, something's not right here.
All right, well, I'll stop sharing because I guess people didn't really grab onto that very tightly.
Yeah, well, we'll do it on a night show when it's not radio so much, and we can really get into it. It's just hard to do on the radio, trying to, present and then explain to a radio audience at the same time. You're using
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
not easy to do.
well, that's why I was asking permission from Josh before we even started if I could do it. So
yeah, no, it's hard to do. It is. It's just it's not easy. Like when they did the impossible moon phases, like I said, we spent like 2 hours.
Hey, we spent 2 hours just watching the video. John and I spent 2 weeks getting that ready.
Together.
Yeah, it's hard to get across why it doesn't work.
All we needed was a marshmallow.
So how you guys doing otherwise? What did I miss this morning?
All right, rewind.
That's really oh, we were doing a lot of dirty talk earlier.
Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app hit 100,000 blue dots last night, Jonathan.
Wait, what?
David's app, the FlatEarth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, how it has the friend finder?
Okay.
It just passed 100,000 people that own the app that turn on that blue dot and say, hey, look, I'm a flat earther. We passed 100,000 last night.
That's awesome. That's more people to round up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's a great idea.
That number has to be at least 10 times or more because I got 3 people to download the app and they are not blue dots.
Yeah. The people who own
absolutely,
the app,
absolutely.
But these are people that are like, hey, I'm a flat earther, that are willing to.
Hey, come get me, right?
And if Dave is actually listening, I have a couple corrections I have to make.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to overtalk anyone. I do apologize. Dave did a little bit of he did 4 trivia questions on there, and he said that one of them was spelled wrong and the other one was wrong. No, they're not spelled wrong, and they are not wrong.
By the way, of those blue dots, 99% of them are guys hoping to get laid. So I'm just going to say to you guys out there, Google gobble, Google gobble. I just love interest.
Hey, but speaking of the app, I'm actually going to a meetup on Saturday because of people that I met off of the app. And there's some ladies that are coming along. So it's just a matter of time. It's not like we're trying to get out and, I'm not trying to get laid from the app.
So it is a dating stream. Where's Travis? Damn it.
That should be the theme song of the Flat Earth community, right? The beautiful people, the beautiful people. Marilyn Manson, the beautiful people. No, every other chick looks like Patricia Steer, so why not? Why wouldn't you be a flat earther?
You can't see the
Have you heard who was it that was saying that she's a man? Is that RV saying she's a man?
Whoa, why would you go there, man? You're so rude. I was being nice. I was pulling punches.
I am too. She's not unattractive at all.
RV also says that David and Jaren are shills and this and that. Dude, that guy's a nut job. I'm sorry. Never go full RV. That's all I got to say.
Hey, look, if there's anybody infamous in this community, it's me, all right? I pissed off enough people.
How much money do I owe you?
For?
For what?
Hits? For taking the hits?
If you're interested in the app, but you're not really sure, I know David went live with Jaren last night, and they went over the whole app and explained every button and how it all.
Is that video somewhere? Can I see that? Because I was thinking of getting the app just to, for notoriety.
Yeah, it's on Jaren's channel. They went live last night. They were live while he hit the 100,000 mark.
Here, I'm going to put a picture in here. Wait, we can put
like 2 hours long.
Or if you could just go over to your app store of choice, you can find the Flat Earth Sun Moon and Zodiac Clock app by Blue Water Bay.
Blue Water Bay.
Just make sure it's the one by Blue Water Bay because
Blue
there's
Water
some
Bay.
knockoffs out there.
I'm being
You can also put in referral codes. I know Austin sharing his Melodome referral code in the chat.
Liz's is LIRM.
Yes, but these are all if go watch the video Jaron did last night. You can get the Friend Finder app for free. You know, there's a subscription for it every year or monthly, but you can get it for free just by getting referrals. You can make your own referral code. You get people to sign up through your referral code, and every time you sign someone up, it's worth like $1 on the app. I think it's like $11 a year, something like that, to be on the Friend Finder. Well, if you refer 11 friends to the Friend Finder, you get that year subscription for free. I love
Blue Water Bay. I'm style. We had a code or 3. Did we give them all out? Do we need to hit David up again? I think we do, huh? I think we gave them all out.
I think we gave them all out, or my disorganized ass just lost track of which ones were already out versus which ones weren't.
That's what happened. I knew something happened with
giving people the ones that have already been used. So
I knew something had gone awry with the code.
We have a referral code.
We'll get with David.
We do have a referral code, which is just
we have
IRM.
A referral code. What is it again? I coughed.
Our referral code is just IRM versus Liz the Iron Maiden's referral code, which is LIRM.
I have one, but I don't remember what I decided it would be, so I have no.
I thought it was FEH, but I might be wrong.
Is it, or is it Walt? Maybe. I think it might just be Walt, just for simplicity's sake, since I was the first one. I think David told me I could use that since I would be the first one. I don't remember. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I just saw your message. I apologize.
Absolutely fine, my friend.
Ian has a referral code.
Ian's got a code. His is Ian.
You guys got discount codes for the apps?
No,
well, we actually do. We just have to get them again.
If you get enough referrals, then it works as a discount.
All right,
but we
you
will
don't have it. If you don't, I'll buy it for you.
Let me know what
we will. What Andrew is giving out the app for people right here. Andrew's number is 555-03.
Please give me a copy, man. I will use it, and I will participate more in the Flat Earth community if you give me that app.
Damn, you have. This is a day. Y'all write this down.
All right. Let's talk after the stream ends.
Everybody stay on the stream.
Hold on, I got something to tell you, Walt. I got something to say. I was talking to your man, our favorite author, yesterday for about an hour.
What, David? What's up,
bro? He was telling me Star Trek stories like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I'm so jealous, dude. My favorite book ever was The Trouble with Tribbles behind the scene that he wrote about his episode. He wrote.
That's exactly
what
he was
talking
about. He was telling
it was so great.
I didn't read the book, but he was telling me about how other people contributed to the writing of that, and like even
if I turn around, I can probably find that book right there. Yep.
Oh shit!
So
check this. So check this. He gave me 2 scripts. He wants to go with these other 2 scripts first. He's got an option on The Man Who Folded Himself, but and Amazon was interested.
Oh my god!
So that movie's
I would love to see that turned into a good
Well, wait.
You know, just one season series would do it. It wouldn't even have to be a multi-season series. Just one season series.
Look at the photo I put in the room in the chat.
Wait, let me go look. I haven't.
Screenshot. What I was on the phone with yesterday. If you look in the top right corner, do you know who Jason Cloth is? Most people don't know that.
Go.
Okay, so he's the guy who did the Joker, did Dungeons and Dragons, did Babylon. So I'm working with these guys in Hollywood right now. We got some sick capital for production for films. So right now, like with the writer's strike going on, all the films that have scripts usually get made right now. Well, instead of them fielding scripts and other shit.
Right.
So your movie and my movie, the one we've been waiting for,
I know,
could
dude.
be reality outside of a year at this point. That's it.
You guys, if you've never read a book called The Man Who Folded Himself by David Gerald, go now. No spoilers, no clues. Enjoy.
Is that the most visual book you ever read?
It was so great, the descriptions in that book. I remember in my early attempts at trying to write a short story or five, thinking about David's style and how very like visual everything was, and yet not like a lot of science fiction I was reading back in that day would be very descriptive.
Correct.
But boringly descriptive.
And guys, let me share
Tediously dry descriptions. His were excellent, like almost like the Stephen King type of description where you're there, you feel it, you're in the spot. Everything is nuanced and it's perfect. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is why I bring this up, because, you know, like even with the flat Earth community, like we talk about diagrams and trying to just even giving descriptives, right, with slides and things like that. And it's hard to translate to other people's minds. If you can't paint a picture in a person's mind's eye, they really can't grasp it. Okay. So what he was talking about, we were talking about the AI for a moment yesterday and the advances of it. What it still lacks is emotional and, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't have those nuances that humans can put into it with emotional capacity, right? So, for example, if it were to describe a scene, if you had the AI write a script and say, I want a script of a guy going into the kitchen, it's 3 a.m., everything's pitch dark, and he opens a refrigerator, describe that. It would describe it as the guy went in the fridge to get a glass of milk, he opened the refrigerator, and the light came on. Whereas David says, you know, the refrigerator, when he opened the door, the light howled. Like, who says howled? But that's the correct verbiage, terminology. And the way he would describe it, see the light open as the guy's leaning in, you would get that whole visual with his writing style. So like we were discussing all that and how, you know, we always talk about doublespeak and the government conspiracies, them dropping, you know, terms like conspiracy theorists and so on and so forth. The AI is going to start to model our behavior of speech, you know, our social mores and everything else. And so just like the smartphone has made us weak. We had talked about this last time about, let's say, remembering phone numbers. We used to remember 50 off the top of our head and who it went to. I think the phone is going to strip away our identities even more as these kids lack not only inflection and tonality and everything through text messaging, but now we're going to become more robotic and automaton. You see what I'm saying? Because they're going to rely on AI and they're not going to have that emotional anymore. They're not going to have those nuances and shit in the writing style.
Well, we'll see you guys a bit later.
That's right, because we are not without nuance. Anyway, we love you. We will be going live this evening at 5:30 p.m. Central Time with Have No Sphere right here on the Ironworx Media YouTube channel. Until then, you guys enjoy your weekend. Be good. Be well. We love you. Bye-bye.